Going to get started. It is 12 o'clock noon. We are doing our best to start these on time and keep them to about 20 minutes. So thank you everybody who joined us today. I see a lot of familiar faces, a lot of familiar names, a couple new people though. So my name is Katie Rowe Mitchell. I'm co-founder of Unfold Yoga and Wellness. And you guys are here today to do some online desk and chair yoga with me. So really happy to be here. And a little bit about what we're going to do today. We're going to focus today on relieving built up stress and tension in the neck and the shoulders. So this is one of like our #1 complaints in terms of discomforts in the body for all of our clients. And, you know, we're sitting in a desk, we're usually kind of hunched forward a little bit, the head comes a little bit forward. So we'll talk about that a little bit as we go through the practice, so that we can start building some better habits in our bodies throughout the rest of the day. We want to take what we do here in our yoga practice and we want to bring it with us into the rest of our day. So we're going to be focusing on neck and shoulders today. And then also we got some really great feedback from you guys after the last class. And as a follow-up, instead of sending you individual links for all of the previous classes, what we're going to do is we're going to send you one link with a place to watch all of the classes that we've done. So you guys will receive a follow-up email tomorrow with a link to watch this class that we do here today, as well as all of the other classes that we've done with this Unfold Digital soft launch. So thank you very much for that feedback. And yeah, you can hop on and you can watch those at any time. They're free, and we hope that you do that. The intention is so that we can start to do this stuff a little bit more regularly. So a little 15, 20-minute yoga break a couple times a week. There's a lot of bang for your buck in that. So okay, so we're going to get started with the class today, a desk and chair yoga class. And all that you really need is a chair. If you're sitting in a cubicle or if you're sitting in a conference room or at a table where there's a table out in front of you, that's absolutely fine. Can use that, but you can also just use a chair. So some other feedback that we got from people was felt like they didn't really have enough space in some of the areas where they were doing the practice. So use the space that you have. And we've got so many tips and tricks to make spaces work for you. So if you guys have questions about how to make the space that you're practicing this sequence in, please email us and we'll send you back some suggestions. It's always good to share those tips with everybody too, because everybody's workspace is really different. Something that makes this whole practice special is that we make it work for the space. All right, so with that, we're going to get started. And I will check in occasionally, see if you guys have questions, but I'm going to be at the desk, so I won't be able to necessarily direct response to you right away. But definitely type in questions because we'll have some time after class to address some questions. Okay. All right. So like I mentioned to you guys, when we're usually sitting at our desk, one of the problems is that we slouch forward and our shoulders start to move in front of the hips. So hips are here, shoulders come forward. And then what happens is that we kind of crane our neck forward as well. And this is actually something that they've started to call text neck. And that's because we're on our phones all the time as well, and our heads are crouched forward like this and we're texting. And if you start to pay attention, you see this position all the time. People will be doing it at work, people are doing it on the train or on the bus, people are doing it when they're eating their lunch. So this position happens all the time, and it's a lot of flexion in the spine, and it puts an uncomfortable kind of crink in the neck here. So the postures that we're going to do today are going to work on doing two main things. We're going to adjust the position of the shoulders. So we're going to work on drawing the shoulders back. And then we're also going to work on moving the head back in space a little bit so that the spine is more aligned. So in order to make those two things happen, we've got two more things that we want to address. One, we want to strengthen the muscles through the back of the body. So the back of the neck, the muscles between the shoulder blades, and the muscles along the spine. The other thing that we want to do is we want to stretch the muscles of the front of the chest and also the front of the neck and the throat. So those two things are going to all happen together throughout all of our yoga postures today. So let's start just getting some movement in the spine. So you can sit just about halfway back so that you've got enough room to do a little bit of movement through the back of the chair. And we'll start today with our happy spine sequence. We start almost all of our classes this way. It gets the spine moving and it warms up the muscles throughout the core. So lower the arms down by the sides and you can follow along with me. Do your best to link your breath to your movement. So with the inhalation, reach your arms straight up, take a big breath in, look up. And exhale, lower the arms right back down by your sides. And we'll do that 2 more times. Big breath in, look up, palms touch, and big breath out as you lower the arms. All right, 1 more. Big breath in, and big breath out. Okay, reach the arms straight up overhead, and let's interlace the fingers this time and press the heels of the hands towards the sky. So we're getting a little wrist stretch here. And then we'll take this from side to side. This is our seated moon stretch. We're moving the spine through lateral flexion and extension, opening up some of the areas along the sides of the waist, the rib cage, the shoulders. It helps us to take a deeper, fuller breath. It feels really good. All right, and then we'll pause in the center and lower your hands to place them behind your head, kind of like we're going to do a sit-up, and we'll go through our seated cow-cat. So again, moving with your breath, inhale, look up, lean back a little bit, and exhale to round or flex your spine. So we're stretching the muscles of the back. And again, inhale, look up, lean back, lift up through your chest, and exhale to round. We'll do 1 more like that. Big breath in, inhale, look up, and exhale to round. All right, we're going to inhale and look up 1 last time, but this time we're going to pause. So I'd just like for you to notice the sensations that you're getting here in the body. We're moving our upper back and also our neck into extension. So this is the opposite of that slouched position, that text neck position that we see so often. So this might feel kind of intense. Just take a couple more deep, full breaths, doing your best to lift the chin, and you're using your hands to help support the head as you lean back. All right, and then inhale back up to center, and we'll do our dynamic cactus twist. So start by stretching your arms straight up in space, big breath in, and exhale, rotate to the right, and make a little cactus shape or goalpost shape with the arms. Inhale, take it right back up, big breath in, and exhale, twist the other way. Okay, do this a few more times. You can go faster or slower than where I'm going. All right, we just want to link the breath to the movement, inhaling as you reach up and look up, and exhaling as you twist. Do a couple more. This is building a little bit of heat in the body. It's turning on some of those core muscles, right? And it's also starting to get the upper back muscles integrated as you pull those elbows down into the cactus shape. All right, last one. Inhale and exhale. And then we'll pause here, reach up, look up 1 more time, take 1 more big breath, and exhale, lower the arms down by the sides. Good. And then just place the hands into the lap, close your eyes, and observe how you feel. So sometimes just getting into the body a little bit can be a very helpful tool in focusing our mind and focusing our attention. Notice any sensations in the spine. Notice your breath. And then do your best to start to smooth out and lengthen the breath a little bit. Breathe in and out of the nose, if that's comfortable for you, but breathing in and out of the mouth is absolutely fine. Let's take 1 more calming, centering breath here. Good. And open up your eyes. Okay. All right, so let's come up to stand. The next pose we're going to do is called standing locust. So this is a great one to open up the front of the chest and also strengthen the upper back. So we'll start with standing, feet are right underneath the hips, and we're going to begin with some backwards shoulder rolls. So as you inhale, lift the shoulders up as high as you can. And as you exhale, roll them back and down. And we'll just keep doing this. All right, so you're looking to feel the muscles of your upper back engaging as you roll those shoulders back and down. And you'll also start to feel a stretch through the front of the chest. And begin to link your breath to your movement here as well. So as the shoulders lift up, you inhale, and as they roll back and down, So one more big backward shoulder roll, make the movement really big and deliberate, and then we'll reach the hands straight back in space. All right, we're just gonna pause here for a couple of breaths. And what I'd like for you to do is lift your arms up as high as you can without letting your head jut forward. So keep the jawline back, keep the back of the head roughly in line with the back of the tailbone, and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Squeeze your tricep muscles and bring some engagement to your belly. Take one more breath here. Then, if you're able to, we'll interlace the hands behind the back and roll those shoulders back and down. Start to lift your hands up away from your hips. So this is our standing locust pose. Keep your knees soft. Again, notice if you're jutting your head forward, we don't want to do that. Keep drawing the jawline back and breathe. So we want to feel the upper back muscles really engaging, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and move your shoulders down away from your ears. All right, one more breath here. And then with your next exhalation, release the hands. Take a big breath in, reach your arms up, lift your chest up, and exhale, lower them back down by your sides. Close your eyes and just let the shoulders rest. You might want to give your shoulders a little shimmy and notice the sensations through the upper back and through the neck. Good. All right, so now we're going to build on that. And what we're going to do here is we're going to add a neck roll with our standing locust pose. So come back to that same standing position and interlace the hands straight behind the back once again and roll those shoulders back and down. Okay, now from here, this is a familiar position. I'm going to face you now and I'll mirror you. So bring your right ear to your right shoulder. And just notice here, we're opening up the muscles through the sides of the neck and through the front of the throat. And just do little baby head nods. So lift your chin an inch and then drop your chin an inch. Lift your chin an inch and drop it an inch. One more time. Lift a little bit and then lower. Okay, now lower your chin all the way down towards your chest. Do a big neck roll. We're going to go up to the other way, to the left side. So left ear to the left shoulder. Keep your shoulders squeezing back. Keep the arms strong and the belly strong. And then we'll do those little head nods. So lift the chin an inch and lower the chin an inch. And lift an inch and lower an inch. One more like that. Lift an inch and lower an inch, and then roll it all the way back down towards the chest. Release your hands and lift your gaze. Give your shoulders a little shake, roll out the wrists a little bit. I've got a bird outside of my window here. I'm not sure if you guys can hear him chirping. Spring is coming. All right, close your eyes for a moment and just observe the sensations in the head and in the neck. So you might observe kind of like a lightness through the head, and let your shoulders rest. So just let the shoulders completely relax and drop down away from those ears, like you're just allowing all of that tension to melt away. All right, inhale, open up the eyes, keep the gaze nice and soft. And then we're gonna do our desk dog, getting into the shoulders a little bit. So you can do this a number of ways. You can push your chair into your desk. You can also just use a table. Either is fine. But place your hands either at the edge of your chair or right at the edge of your table. I'm going to use my chair today. And walk your feet back in space a little bit. Now, bend your knees slightly and think about moving your hips back. And as you send your hips back, lower the chest down towards the floor. Keep your arms really strong and straight. And we're getting into the shoulders now. So we're getting a nice stretch through the shoulders. And from here, take a big breath in through the nose. And then exhale, let your head completely relax. Just let it go. And take a few more breaths in this pose, in our desk dog. Make your arms really strong and straight, send the hips back in space a little bit. Take 2 more breaths, just let the head relax on the exhalation, let all of that tension go. right, and then look forward and step forward and come on up to stand. All right, so from here, let's take a seat again. And I'd like to show you guys a really helpful movement for the neck. So you remember I said we're always craning our neck forward like this. So this can have kind of a unhealthy effect on the way that the vertebra in our cervical spine are aligned. So this is a really simple thing that you can do a few times a day that will help with that. So take your two peace fingers on either your right or your left hand, and you'll just place them right at the chin, like this. And from here, I want you to imagine like you're making a double chin. So you're going to use those fingers and just push the chin back. Then inhale back forward. And then do it again. Press the chin back. And then bring it back forward. Do this a couple more times. It's not really the most flattering position, but neither is a slouching, slumped over back and neck. Okay, so do this a few more times. It might feel a little funny. It might feel a little sort of bizarre, but just stay with it. And it's important that we keep this moving. We don't really want to hold this position statically. We want to move in and out of it dynamically. Good. Last one. And then release. Okay. Next pose, we're going to do a seated cow face pose. So this is a fun one for the neck and the shoulders. It brings the shoulders through a nice range of motion. You can do this sitting or standing. I'm going to stand up so you guys can see me, but you can stay seated if you like. I'm going to turn around. You're going to take your right hand and place your right hand behind your head. Your left hand goes right to the lower back. And then from here, you can create a little bit of resistance. So press your head back into your hand and push the back of your hands into the body. So you'll start to feel a nice stretch and opening through the shoulders. So keep up nice and tall, keep lifted nice and tall, right? And then we're just going to take it from side to side. So notice how this feels for you in your spine, for you in your shoulders. Some people might feel this more in the shoulder that is internally rotated. That's the one touching the lower back. Some people might feel this more in the one that's externally rotated. That's the hand that's behind the head. And we'll pause at the top and then switch. So open up the arms, big breath in, and then exhale, switch. So opposite hand behind the head and the lower back. It'll look like this, okay? And then repeat that. Just take it from side to side. The more contact and resistance you can create between the head and the hand, as well as the hand and the lower back, the more of a stretch you'll get through the shoulders. Okay, a couple more. Good. All right, and then pause in the center. Inhale, open up the arms, big breath in, and exhale, lower the arms down by the sides. Now, whether you're sitting or standing, close your eyes. Take a big breath in through the nose and let it go out of the mouth. And just let the shoulders drop and relax. Take one more breath like that, big breath in and let it go. All right, open up the eyes. Okay, we're going to repeat desk dog again and see if it feels any different after doing some of that work in the shoulders. So push your chair into your desk or place your hands right onto the desk and step the feet back. Just a little bit of a shorter hold here. Just 3 or 4 breaths. Keep the knees soft and the hips back. Stretch your arms really straight. You might even try taking a big breath in through the nose and then letting it out of the mouth and let the head drop. One more. Big breath in through the nose and then let it go, let the head drop. All right, let's step forward. Take a seat. Got one more pose for you. And I'll mirror you for this one as well. This is called seated eagle. We're only going to do the arms. We're not going to do the legs today. you're going to start by taking your arms out kind of like a goalpost like this, and you'll begin by wrapping your right arm underneath the left, okay? So your elbows are stacked. So option one is just give yourself a big hug. Option two, you can place the backs of your hands together. Option three, you can wind up the wrist joints like this, all right? Now squeeze your arms together really tight, and what we're doing is we're stretching those muscles of the upper back between the shoulder blades that we worked on strengthening. All right, so we're gonna work on a forward fold here. So take a big breath in, lean back a little bit, look up, and as you exhale, bring the elbows down towards the knees. Round the upper back, you can tuck the chin a little bit. We'll do that one more time. Big breath in, lean back a little bit, look up, and then exhale to round. Good. Inhale up to center, release your arms, unwind them, and then we'll do the other side. So start with the inhalation, big open chest, and exhale, left arm goes underneath the right this time. Elbows are stacked. Either give yourself a hug, place the backs of the hands together, or wind up your wrist joints. I'll do the hug version this time. Same thing as before. Big breath in, lean back a little bit, and on the exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. One more. Big breath in, look up, and exhale to round. Big stretch through the shoulders. Inhale up to neutral. Unwind your arms. Take a big breath back into that cactus shape. And exhale, lower the arms down into your lap. All right. If you're standing, take a seat. If you're seated, scooch all the way back into your chair and place your hands either into the lap or on top of your table. And close your eyes. And just for a moment, visualize where your head is in space. Specifically, observe where your ears are in relation to your shoulders. Is your head jutting forward? And if it is, can you draw the jawline back? Move the ears back in space a little bit. And then as you do that, let the shoulders relax. Just let them go, let them drop down away from the ears. And let's take 3 or 4 deep, full breaths like this, sitting up nice and tall without any unnecessary tension or rigidity in the neck or shoulders.